Cheltenham's Transition Town Festival starts today and aims to promote the work of the community who've been involved in its work over the past year. Quite new to this in Cheltenham. But what is a transition town? How does it work and what does this festival aim to achieve? Our reporter Rhiannon Fitzgerald is at the festival in the Gardens Gallery in Cheltenham this morning. Hello, Rhiannon.
Hello, yes, I'm in the middle of Montpellier Gardens. To the left of me is the Garden Cafe, right in front of me is the bandstand, and behind me is the Gardens Gallery. And that's where all the action's taking place at the moment as groups set up their displays for the Transition Town Festival. And what a great displays they are too. As I walk inside, the Transition Town Cheltenham logos displayed at the back of the room on a couple of sheets. The one on the left just depicts a really murky, smoggy, dark and dingy city, really. The one to the right, a much more idealistic approach, I think, with lots of green and renewable energy saving ideas and lots of wide open fields. And that's the sort of idea really that comes into focus really for transition towns. There's also an old oil drum here with items like plastic bottles hanging above to depict life with cheap oil. And then on the other side, a green area with fruit and vegetables showing the more natural side of life. And there's also loads of other areas which promote the concept of transition towns as well. Well, joining me this morning's Richard Walter, who's part of the steering group for Transition Town Cheltenham. Richard, before getting to the festival and finding out what will be going on over the next 7 days, what exactly is a transition town?
Well, it's always a difficult question to answer very briefly, but what we're looking at is the effect of what's known as peak oil, in other words, ever-increasing energy prices, which everybody's quite well aware of. Climate change, we don't know how that will affect us, but it'll probably affect us in a detrimental way. And then our answer to that, in a way, is to look at the community and strength in the community, particularly this term resilience in the community. How can we rediscover each other in the community, the skills that we have, the knowledge that we have? And I think that's really well illustrated in some of the displays here today to sort of help to build that community. So it's a movement, if you like. It's worldwide. We're number 359 town in the world, about 180 in the UK or something. And all the communities share their ideas, and then within each transition town, the groups then develop this idea of local knowledge and local information and actually building on that. So that's it in a nutshell.
This is more about groups taking on the concepts of transition towns and sort of being active in promoting those concepts. Are there other transition towns or initiatives in Gloucestershire?
Yes, there are. I think the first one was probably Stroud, because Stroud has been in this space for quite a while now. Gloucester is sort of forming. Bishop's Cleeve is quite active, and we have quite close connections to Bishop's Cleeve, obviously being close to Cheltenham. I think there are transition towns in the Forest as well. We recently had an Eco Homes Open Day within the Energy Group, and it was amazing that there were Eco Homes opened by transition groups across the whole of Gloucestershire, and we had about 500 visits in Cheltenham alone. So it just shows that we are touching some things within the community.
Now, this sort of movement's been going on for about a year in Cheltenham. How will people know it's been going on? What's been achieved so far?
I think we started back in about 18 months ago when Alison Crane was taken on as a project under the Vision 21 banner, and we showed some films really to find out what sort of people were interested in coming along and taking part and helping us to develop it. Had a lot of support from the council. Roger Wyborn, particularly in the council, has been really good in supporting us. We've had a certain number of grants and support from them as well. And I think what we found is that there are people who want to learn to grow their own. The allotments initiative that the council have been working on, there are people that want to learn how to make things. They come along and see, oh, I'd love that handbag made out of old denim. Can I buy it? No, you can come along and help to make it. And as we've had displays at exhibitions over the summer and different events around Springbank, those sort of places, more and more people are starting to get interested. So we've probably got, I don't know, about 200 or 300 on the mailing list, 50 or 60 active members, gradually promoting this idea of resilience in the community.
So what will the festival be showcasing over the next 7 days? It starts today.
Yes, it does, and it's on for 7 days in the Gardens Gallery, and we're calling it a celebration of a year as a transition organisation, because we have been going for just about a year now, and so we're showing the sorts of things that we've achieved. The things that we've done on the energy stand are about some of the insulation initiatives that we're trying to push forward, what we're doing on solar energy. The in-stitches show some of the things that they've been making, like the displays on the back, the permaculture, the growing group, some of the produce that they've been able to produce as well. And it's all about that community, the individuals, what they can contribute to their community and learn from each other as well.
And the Mayor will be opening the festival later on today officially.
Yes, she will, which is why you can hear a lot of noise in the background as everybody's panicking to get everybody ready. So we managed to get her to plant a tree. We talked about this, should it cut a ribbon? Our transition thing is really about planting trees. Totnes planted nut trees. We're planting, and I'll get the Mayor to plant an apple tree.
Fabulous. And what can people do if they want to get involved with the festival, as well as the ideas of Transition Town as well?
Yeah, well, first of all, come along. It's free. We always welcome donations, of course. Information available on the website, which will give some details out a bit later. But yeah, just turn up, wander around. There will be workshops. We've got lots of other community groups coming along, like the Gloucestershire Wildlife Trust, Sustrans. We've got some people along doing a cycle maintenance workshop at the weekend. So just look at the events that are on the website, on the listing, and decide what interests you. And if you just think you might be interested, just come.
And what's the website again?
It's transitiontowncheltenham.org.uk.
So if you want to find out about making a change in Cheltenham, or I guess just taking on the ideas and see if you could make a change elsewhere in Gloucestershire, then come along to Cheltenham today. It's here for the next 7 days from 10 until 7 to find out a bit more.
Rhiannon Fitzgerald in Cheltenham this morning with Transition Town Cheltenham. Let's see whether the weather is in transition as well.
I'm very pleased to be here on this Transition Town Festival and see what people have to say regarding saving the way we live. It is just getting back to many things my mother taught me while living in London during the war, because the rationing of the food and clothes which continued long after. My mother's generation never really got out of the habit of some of the sayings at the time on the wireless and the posters. Make good and mend. Grow your own deeper victory. Waste not, want not. When we went out of a room in the house where there was only one fire, if you went out of the door and left the door open, the whole family would yell at you. Please open the hole. Were you born in a bubble? I still have some of the habits I was taught, although like everyone else, the easy way has taken over. As a child, I learned how to make carpets out of old clothes and a length of sacking. You're nodding. Not only was it a thing the family did together, those carpets lasted a long time. I'm not saying we should go back to those days, but we could learn so much from them. I can't sit down now without knitting needles or a sewing needle in my hand, but I no longer knit a swimsuit. When they got wet, they grew to the point where you were almost indecent. Mind you, the knitted socks lasted and were cosy to wear. With the family unit breaking down so much these days, which I understand is one reason why we have so many homeless teenagers in the UK and here in Cheltenham, perhaps doing things as a family again, like sewing, cooking, growing your own vegetables, would bring the families closer together and indeed create memories for when the children grow up and pass those skills on to their children. I would like to see garden sharing growing. People who cannot attend their gardens for whatever reason, let neighbours take over some of that garden to grow fruit and vegetables. No money changes hands, but the produce is shared. What better way of helping the community spirit we used to have, but have lost? We have to look at what we are doing these days to our community and environment, and I congratulate all members of the transition in what you are doing. My grandsons are far more aware of what we need to do to help our environment than their parents. Their parents' generation are the ones who have had too much, expected too much, and overindulged. And my generation let it happen. So we must help the next young generation to do things differently, because they see the need to improve. They get their message across on Facebook. I have to say, it makes interesting reading. You ask me what I might do in the future to contribute. I will turn off the light when I leave a room, which I sometimes, most times, am not very good at doing. That's a New Year's resolution in November. Thank you for asking me. I think this is great. Well done, and I hope to see it grow. Thank you very much.